Detachment hurts more than anything else, and if you do it correctly, you're gonna make men fall in love with you, and it's what you should be doing basically to transform literally your dating life. So, what men think when you are detaching from them? First thing you have to take into account is this: detachment hurts more than rejection. Because when a man is rejected, he knows what is going on. I mean, he knows he is rejected, he knows it's all closed, and there's no chance he can actually come back to you. Anyway, he was hurt. Yeah, he's gonna cry, he's gonna make it a big deal, he's gonna feel bad about it, but he knows the deal is closed. So if he is rejected in an expressive way, so that means explicit way, and you tell him, okay, you're rejected, I don't want to be with you, then well, that's fine, that works great, that's the right thing to do. But what happens when you're not rejecting a guy and you're just detaching from him? Well, that something happens when you do that. Because when you're detaching from the guy and you're not rejecting him in an explicit way, well, he starts thinking maybe there's something wrong he did, and his mind starts thinking he still has a chance. It's called open loop. So you just leave an open loop and then just let him start thinking about why you detached from him without saying anything. So the main thing is that when a man knows that you can detach from him and you can actually be happy without him, and you're gonna be happy without him, well, that hurts a lot more than pain and than rejection itself. So basically, if you really want to make a man fall in love with you, all you have to do is start thinking about making him know that you're detaching. Like, for example, you start messaging a little bit less, you start being more absent in the texting phase, you start actually not texting him at all, and you just start ignoring his messages. Well, that works great, works wonders, and it's the right way to basically start putting yourself first on the pedestal. And of course, it's going to be the right way to basically not showing that you're completely in love with him. So it's basically just the reverse of whatever you think you should be doing with a man. You're dating a guy, just start thinking, okay, what does he feel if I detach? Well, if I detach, he starts feeling a little bit more anxious about me. He starts falling in love a little bit more because he starts realizing there's an open loop between us. And if you create this open loop, then he's gonna start thinking about you more. And if a man starts thinking about you more, he starts falling in love easily with you. So what does detachment do to a guy? First things first, when you detach from a guy that is taking you for granted, it gets disarmed from that. So the first thing is, when a man notices you are detaching, that throws him away, makes him completely off, it brings him completely off guard, and it makes him think like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. She's probably, I was giving her for granted. I was taking it for granted, and now I'm thinking, wow, she probably there has been a switch. So he starts thinking, if there is a switch, then probably that switch means that you're dating someone else, or maybe you're seeing another guy, or maybe you're just having fun with someone else. So something happened in your life, because a man knows that when you are detaching, especially if he's taking you for granted, and you realize you should detach, then what happens is, okay, he starts thinking like he thinks. So he thinks that if he breaks up with you, or he detaches from you, then that is because he maybe found someone else. So if you detach, then he starts thinking you're finding someone else, you're dating someone else, or there's another guy in the back, in the backbone. Also, say you're detaching from a guy, and a guy just it never moves, so he doesn't do anything. So you detach from this guy, and he doesn't react at all. You know what that means? That means he doesn't care at all. So he didn't care at all, and he never cared. So the real deal is just letting him be. Okay. So you don't want him to start thinking, oh, okay, well, if he didn't do anything, then probably he's gonna do something later. No, if you're detaching and the guy doesn't do anything, then probably he's not really interested, okay? So the third thing, most important thing, is that when you detach, it doesn't work at all for people that don't care. So the first thing to do is that you want to know that you're testing a guy when you're detaching for first. So it's not like you can do these things like with everyone and everyone is gonna fall in love with you. No, it's just like selecting. So you're basically filtering out people that are generally interested in you. So in those cases, the solution is pretty simple. You just have to leave, just leave them alone for whatever it is. So the fourth thing is, number 4, which is very important. It works really, really well with men that are taking you for granted, and they are kind of assuming you're locked in. oh, she's locked in. Oh yeah, she's in love. She loves me. Oh yeah. She's completely locked in on me. So yeah, that's cool. Great, no problem. So how'd you notice that? How'd you notice it's working? Well, it's working when you stop chasing and he starts chasing you. It's pretty simple. You stop chasing and he says, hey, I'm confused. What are you doing? You're not as you used to be. What's happening? Is there something wrong with us? And also, it starts courting you. So it starts dating you again. It starts doing things that maybe it wasn't doing at all, like dating you again, for example. So when this happens and it was taking you for granted, you want to take into account this, like it's probably a temporary manipulation. So it was temporarily manipulating you into basically thinking is actually desiring and he wants you again, but that thing is not happening at all. So he's doing that because he wants to bring you back under his control. He wants to bring you back under his control. So that's what he's doing. He's over delivering on attention and he's kind of love bombing you. Number 5, every time you detach from a guy, make it be like from even a parent or, you know, a sibling or whoever you want to detach from. It shows up who they really are. It gives you clarity of mind. Like, people don't text you at all. They don't text you for like 5 months. They don't give a fuck about you. And that happened with my friends too. Like, for example, I used to have periods. I had periods where I would be like, okay, I'm off for like 1 month completely. Wasn't responding to any texts I got. And I got texts from my friends. I'm like, whoa, these guys really are into me. What the fuck? I'm like, Jesus, couldn't believe it. I was like giving them for granted, like, oh yeah, they don't care at all. They don't give a fuck if I disappear. They just don't care. I was like this, you know, I was thinking this. And they're like texting me, hey, what the fuck happened to you? Where are you? What's going on? So this works even with your friends, okay? So basically you detach, you find out these people are interested or not. And that gives you clarity. You don't want to have doubts about it. You don't have to have any doubts about it. You just want to be sure. Oh, if they are actually, texting me, looking for me when I'm detaching, well, they are sure thing interested. And the vice versa is also true. Like, for example, they are not doing that, well, they're not interested at all. Well, another thing, very important thing that happens when you're detaching is that it gives them the fantasy and the idea that you could literally disappear for real. So they start thinking that, oh, she's detaching, so this could happen for real. I mean, this is real. And this could be forever. And if you start thinking it could be forever, well, that is a real issue. That's a real problem. Now, what I want to say is that detachment is not some kind of a test. I mean, you could use it as a test, but it's not a real test. So when you're doing it, you don't want to fake it. Because if you fake detachment and you're detaching from a guy and you're trying to kind of impress him, show him, oh yeah, look, I'm just detaching. Then you come back and you do it again and it becomes some kind of a push-pull. That's the main mistake everyone does. They make it like a push-pull. So you detach, then you come back, you show him you're interested, and that is a completely push-pull, which is a completely different thing. It's the hot and cold strategy. And you don't want to use a hot and cold strategy if you're detaching. When you're detaching, you're slowly but surely removing all the attentions. So you can do this simple exercise. You can make a list of all the things and the attentions you're giving to this guy. Start from the biggest one and you start removing the biggest one or the smallest one, and then you start going up or going down. And you slowly, every week, remove every attention, or every day you remove every attention you're giving to him. Like, for example, there's 4 attentions, like respond immediately to texts, telling him that I love him every day, sending good morning texts, asking him all the time to hang out. So I remove every piece of this like every 1 to 3 days, and I stop doing this and I am detaching. So this is about protecting yourself. It's about putting yourself on a pedestal, and it's about living your best life in your dating life without giving to people that are not really appreciating your value. Keep that in mind.